Hello and welcome to part 2 of my 2020 birthday Blu-ray Bonanza Extravaganza Spectacular Update. In this section, I will be talking about the Criterion Blu-rays I picked up for my birthday. And without further ado, let's get over to the big guy. You saw it in the last video. If you didn't, you didn't. Godzilla. The Showa era films from 1954 to 1975. Possibly one of the most gorgeous editions in my collection now. I love this back piece. This is incredible. I love that kind of the classical Japanese style waves, Godzilla and the sky. This is one of my favorite pieces of art I've ever seen. I just love it. And the front's really cool too. Now when this thing came out, everyone was excited. Of course, this is spine number 1000 of the Criterion collection. I certainly didn't expect the Godzilla films to take that prestigious spine number up, but I love that it was so, for me, out of the box that they did that. But I wasn't that like, oh, I got to get it, you know? And it was just one of those things where I was just browsing and I saw it and I just thought, damn, because it's released in the UK. And I didn't want to get it damaged, and it was actually sent double packed, so it was like in perfect condition. And I just thought, I'll take the dive on this one. I'll bite the bullet and, you know, blind buy the thing. I've only seen the original Godzilla films when it comes to like the classic Japanese films. I've seen the American versions, you know, Godzilla 98, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Shin Godzilla, the recent Japanese one, but I've only seen the original Japanese as far as the classic ones go. But it reminds me of the Zatoichi box set, which was like this expensive box set with all these Japanese films in it from like the 60s and 70s. And I wasn't expecting high art with them, and I didn't get that with them, and I met it on its own terms, and I loved the Zatoichi films. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy these ones in that same vein. I'm not expecting classics or masterpieces in this. I'm just expecting a really good time with some goofy monster movies. And, you know, people have done unboxing videos of this, and you can just really see the incredible detail in here. I love how every film has its own kind of massive page and a huge newly commissioned artwork piece. It's just it's amazing, in all sorts of different styles as well of artwork, which is really nice. And you just get a really nice variety, very colorful. And then in the back you get the discs themselves. And just open up to that section so I can show you, just in case you haven't. This is a very comic booky version of artwork there. Style of artwork, I should say, not version. Oh, just look at that. It's absolutely incredible. And then you open it up and you do get all of the discs on the inside. 8 discs, I believe, for 15 movies. Not a whole lot of special features. It replicates the original release of the original Godzilla movie, which is already a part of the Criterion collection, so it has all of those extras, but there's nothing new as far as the other films are concerned, the other 14. And I don't think you know, they're like 4K remasters or anything like that, but it collects a lot of these films, and I'm looking forward to checking them out, I have to say. Will it be the start of a new video series? Maybe. Should I concentrate on other things and finish other things first? Definitely. we'll see what happens, but yeah, I went Godzilla mad for some reason. Anyway, I have 4 other Criterions here, which I'm really excited about. So let's get to those and round off this second part of my birthday Blu-ray update. This one was a no-brainer, was absolutely going to get this no matter what. Maybe should have got the American version to not have the big, you know, the British BBFC logo on the front cover, but it is what it is, and it is Roma. This is a really, really nice release for a phenomenal film. One of the best films of 2018. And one of those films that was on Netflix and released as a Netflix film, so you thought, are they ever going to release it in physical media? And they did, and Criterion is really picking up the slack of these great films that are going straight to Netflix, like Marriage Story is coming soon, The Irishman is in the works, so I'm really happy that that's happening. It's something that I think physical collectors really want. As much as it's great to see this on Netflix and it looks really nice and everything, this is such a visual film. I want it in the best possible quality, in the best, most stable bitrate I can possibly, you know, get. And so this was a no-brainer. A beautiful film from Alfonso Cuarón. And the inside, we just have a huge booklet with lots of great images. I mean, this is such a visually stunning film. And I put the director approved sticker on the inside here, as I tend to do, in a nice inoffensive spot. But this one even has like fold out pieces, which is pretty cool. There's some here and there throughout the book. Here's one at the back. So you can have that there with the black and white images, and then you pull it out and you get like a nice extended shot there. So lots of images from the film inside, and lots of writing on the film. I'm actually not entirely, I haven't looked at exactly what is in here as far as, just lots of essays. Yeah, so there's quite a few essays in here about the making of the film, and just, I guess, analyzing the film critically. So yeah, the case was a little bit damaged on the inside, which is really unfortunate. I have to try and fix that somehow. But this is the gamble you take ordering these kinds of Criterions online. It's always the gamble I don't want to take, but it is what it is. So Roma, phenomenal release from Criterion. The next one, I'm so happy to get this. I've had a storied history with this one. It came out in the UK. I was so excited. I wanted to get it as soon as it came out. I was ready to pay full price for this thing and everything. Went to HMV, and they had just dinged it up to hell, and they put inside a they put on the outside a spider tag, which was like eating into the cardboard. It ruined the beautiful packaging. And I said to them, do you have another copy out back? And they're like, nope, that's the only one we got. And I was like, well, good luck. I didn't say this, but good luck in selling this one, because this is a collector's, cinephile box set that's like 60 quid. The only people who are going to buy this are going to be people who care about the packaging of these things. And so you're never going to sell it. Why did you ruin it with this fucking spider tag? And then about 3-4 months later, I saw it, and it was the same copy, hadn't been sold. They now put it up to $79.99. What a waste of money, what a waste of time, what a waste of a beautiful Blu-ray. But I bit the bullet and tried to chance it on Amazon. And what I got was a perfectly pristine copy, which I'm really grateful for. And it's 3 films by Abbas Kiarostami, the Coca trilogy. This is a beautiful box set. I love the design of it, the color scheme. 3 films. We have Where is the Friend's House, and Life Goes On, and finally Through the Olive Trees. The only one I've seen is the third one, Through the Olive Trees. And from what I understand, this is a really interesting trilogy that isn't exactly a trilogy, but it's 3 films that you can link together. The first one is a fairly straightforward drama. The second one goes a little bit meta with it, I think, and I think characters cross over or something like that. And then the third film is about the making of the second film and following the actor and the director from the making of the second film. So it really just like goes inward on itself. What I love about the packaging here is that on the inside we actually have all 3 films represented. But when you take out the inner packaging, I was so like blown away when I first opened this. I had no idea that it was like this. It's like a 3D effect. Because what happens is everything, it's almost like a Russian doll set. So you take the first part out, and that is its own like digipack, like that, and that's the first film. No, that's the third film. In fact, so it kind of goes, it works its way backwards, I suppose. And so they just keep opening up until you get to the first one, and then there's a booklet on the inside as well. It's genius packaging, really really nice, and this one has some really good extras on there from what I've read. And Kiarostami is a filmmaker who I really grew to love when I did my first Asian cinema season. So I watched Through the Olive Trees, Close Up, which was phenomenal. I watched the second follow-up on Close Up, and then one of his first films, which was really good. So I'm intrigued to see the other 2 films in here, but also I believe in my review of Through the Olive Trees for the Epic Film Challenge 2, 1001 Movies series, I believe I said in that video that I could only find like a DVD copy of it, and I would love to see like a proper Blu-ray restoration, and this is exactly what we get here. So I'm looking forward to revisiting Through the Olive Trees as well. There's 2K digital restorations on all 3 films. There's an audio commentary, a 1989 documentary by Kiarostami, newly restored, another documentary about the director in general, an interview with his son, all sorts of stuff. This is just a phenomenal set that I have all the faith in the world is going to be a really nice, fulfilling experience when I get around to watching all of the stuff contained within it. And speaking of that, we move to the next one, which is another trilogy set that I decided to bite the bullet on because I had such a great time with these movies. It's another trilogy set. It is the Apu trilogy. Now I need to hold it like this because the bottom is coming undone. The glue on it is is kind of just, it's peeling away basically, so it's like that. So I'm going to have to, see, it's actually coming apart. I'm going to have to get some super glue to try and keep that in place. But otherwise, again, really lucky to get this in pristine condition. And this is from the filmmaker Satyajit Ray, Indian master who has made a whole bunch of great films, and I've only seen a handful of them, including these three. So I knew that I loved these films. I do think that the second and third films don't come anywhere close to the first film for me personally. I think that the masterpiece of the three is the first film, which is Patha Panchali, Song of the Little Road. I just think this young actor gives one of the most memorable performances I've seen from a child in a film. Just the wide-eyed innocence, but also the mischievousness. Is that even a word? The mischievous nature. I don't know. There's a mischief in his eyes. We'll say that. Obviously, this one comes with the booklet, which is actually really nice. How it opens up with the inside packaging of the digipack like that. That's really nice. But on the inside, there's nothing behind the discs, which I thought maybe they could have done something with that. But yeah, I watched all three of these on Filmstruck quite a few years ago, and just really loved them. But I do think the second and third films, while great, so we have Apadajito there, which is The Unvanquished, and then Apu Sansa, The World of Apu. So we follow this character from a child to a teenager to a grown man, and it's a very emotional journey. And yeah, it's a great story, it really is. But the first one is like a stone cold classic. Like the first film, Patha Panchali, that is one of the great films, I think. I just absolutely loved it. I just got to be careful in putting these back in. But yeah, I'm going to have to try and super glue this box set, which is a bit of a shame, but it shouldn't be too much fuss. Just a little bit, just to keep the bottom part locked in place, I guess. But yeah, the Apu trilogy. Was really surprised to see it come out in the UK, but was glad to grab it all the same. And finally, we have just a regular release, which I didn't know was coming to the UK either, and hadn't really read much about, but I was looking at the review and I thought, wow, I need this, and I was actually really keen to get it soon, so I thought I'd grab it and throw it in with the rest. And there are 5 films in this collection, all short films, at least all under an hour. Yep, one of them is 55 minutes, one's 49, 10 minutes, 16 minutes, 5 minutes. There's about 2 hours worth of stuff in here. And it is Scorsese Shorts, director approved Criterion Collection edition. So this has Italian American, American Boy, The Big Shave, It's Not Just You, Murray, What's a Nice Girl Like You Doing in a Place Like This. So yeah, 4K digital restorations of all 5 films, new conversation with Scorsese as you would expect, and a new discussion between filmmakers Ari Aster and Josh and Benny Safdie. Interesting, I like both or all 3 of those directors' recent work. And a public radio interview from 1970 with Scorsese. So these films come from all through the 60s, so 63, 64, 67, and then 74 and 78. But Italian American is the one I really want to see, because that's a documentary he made about his parents. But yeah, Scorsese Shorts, not too much to say about that one. And that is my Criterion Collection update as part of my birthday Blu-ray update. Thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts down below on any of the films I've talked about. If you've been getting anything in the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection, 50% off sale. Because, I mean, after all this, clearly I'm not going to be partaking in that sale. So I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.